What up, potty people, and welcome back to Clipped. As always, I'm Eric, your host, and Clip brings you podcast production tips, podcasting resources, podcast education, and oftentimes conversations with my potty pals, all aimed to help you become a better, more efficient podcaster. We're on a mission to help you start, grow, and monetize your show. I'm in the garage, as you can see. I'm getting it set up. This is like the temporary new setup, but I'm going to put some more stuff on the walls, play with angles. So hopefully I'm going to be content. I think I am. I'm already feeling it. I like the vibe in here. I'm separate from the house because with my daughter, it's difficult to work. Even if I'm in a second, like a different bedroom, she'll come and she'll knock on the door, or the dog will scratch. So a lot of different things to consider and a lot of different issues and workarounds. But that's really what today's episode is about. I'm talking about like creating the perfect podcast space for you, for whether it's podcasting, YouTube, some form of content creation. You need a studio or a space. I'm going to be hitting you with 5 things that you need to consider when building the space. And it's important to have a space. You got to have like a place that you can call your own, that you can get away, that you can focus, that you could be creative. So you need some kind of ideal workstation. You're going to be recording, editing. Get yourself a desk, get yourself a chair, and you might even want to get a sit-stand desk. That's what I have. I'm sitting now. It's funny. I used to stand all the time. Now I find myself sitting all the time, but that's going to change with this new setup. Try to avoid closets or like weird corners in the bedroom. I mean, if that's all you have, fine. But at least get yourself like a desk where you're comfortable, where you can like move around and like shift things on your desk and you're not so like tied into this cramped space. And the only reason I say that, and I know it's not possible for everyone, but like you're going to feel your best when you have a proper workstation. And I think, at least for me, that's going to help you be the most creative with your content, with your ideas, and with your work, with your editing, recording, etc. So I highly recommend getting a like dedicated desk and dedicated setup. I use a Varidesk. I'll link to this in the show notes. It's a sit-stand desk. I'm going to put it up right now. If you're watching this, there you go. We're going up. And we're going back down. And let's just make sure. I think it was on 112. Yes. Okay. So the ideal workstation, you need it, set it up, fit your vibe, have fun, get comfy. All right, then you're going to also need to listen to how your room stands. So you got your desk, there's sounds. You're going to need to listen to how your room sounds because you don't know, like there could be a lot of echoes. If you're hardwood floor, you're probably going to want to get a carpet, maybe a couch, anything to absorb sound. And if you can afford it, if you've got $100 or a couple $100, get yourself some sound panels like this. Or just some foam. Foam is really cheap, but you need to listen to how your room sounds. Clap. Do you hear it bouncing off the walls? Play some music. Listen to how your voice sounds. Record like some demo stuff. And are you hearing a lot of slapback? Are you hearing a lot of room tone? Yes, that could be because the mic is too far away, but also that's part of how your room sounds, and you're going to need to fix that. So when you're creating that setup, you need to invest a little bit of money in that or use some household items, carpets, soft furnishings. That's going to be huge for getting that, isolated dialogue sound that we all love on podcasts. The next is you got to think about external noise in your setup. So you got your desk, you're inside your room is sounding pretty good, but how does it sound outside? Got to pay attention for gardeners, the time of day. I realized just moving in here, it was Friday, and my neighbor told me, and I think we're going to hire the gardener that he recommended that does his yard because that person does like 3 or 4 other yards around here. And I didn't know what day of the week that was, but I found out just last week that it was Friday. So that's good and bad. One, that's bad for Friday morning because for like 3 hours, I can hear all around. I'm in the garage, so I'm kind of pushed towards the front of the property. But that's good Monday through Thursday because that means like the houses around me aren't going to have a gardener. And so those days of the week, it's going to be super quiet in here. And so that's just something to think about. Are you on a busy street? Do you live in like New York? Do you live in the city? Or are you more in the suburbs? You can definitely hear cars passing by. If you can hear it when you're not wearing headphones, then for sure the mic is going to hear it because the mic can hear better than you. Could be a freeway too, whatever it is. You've got to think about that. Kids in the other room, dogs, TV, whatever's going on in your personal household, All those things come into consideration. So once you've got your desk, you're comfy, you're set up, you're feeling good, you can move around, you can grab things. That's really important for me to be able to like turn knobs quickly and grab things and like have it all set up. I want my face in front of my Pro Tools when I'm editing and recording. That's all key. Okay, and then next, and I'm still dialing mine in, but is especially if you're on YouTube, but also if you're, making YouTube shorts or reels, the background. You want a visually appealing background that reflects your vibe, your podcast vibe. Have a little fun. I'm sure you've seen on YouTube, people have got really rad setups. Invest in like a light like this. This is a Philips Hue light. This is great. I got to get rid of this shadow right here, but so far so good. I've got a Govee light over here. That's this white part. That's like a tall stand-up light. Gonna link to both of those. Finally have a solid background, which I love. Before I was in the baby's room and I was in the corner and my desk has always been bomb, but like I wasn't happy with the setup. So you've got to create a good background and get yourself a ring light. Lighting is important. Ring lights are inexpensive. There's other more fancy, expensive lighting solutions, but I'm going to link to the one that I use. Yeah, you got to look good on camera. That includes your face, your lighting, and what's going on behind you. So that's very much key. And number 5, the last one is the importance of headphones. And that kind of comes into play for the other steps where I was talking about listening to how the room sounds and how outside sounds. Because if you don't wear headphones, you're not going to know. You're not going to know how your room sounds. You're not going to know how outside sounds. Yeah, you're going to record, but then you're going to like listen back and be like, what is all this external noise or ambient noise and cars and this reflections on the wall? That shit sucks. So wear your headphones. And additionally, that goes into your setup because you're going to want to hear how you sound on the mic. You might be too far away from the mic and you're wondering why you're mainly hearing the room and not yourself. Or you might be too close to the mic and you kind of like modulate or blow out the capsule. Also, you're going to get more comfortable with yourself. You're going to hear how you sound, your intonation, your dynamic level, whether you get loud or really excited or really quiet. If you're off mic, if it's like to the side and you're talking. Anyway, headphones are going to be key for that. And that is going to help you hear everything. And that's also key. So some things to consider. I've got a refrigerator over there. It just does this weird thing where it kicks on maybe like 10 minutes ago. I think it's timed on a cycle, but it outputs like this hum and it's fucking pissing me off. I can definitely hear it, but I think I can do some little noise reduction to get rid of it. And hey, if I have to start unplugging it when I record, I'll do that. But I wanted to record this also as like a test to see how that fridge is going to sound. It's raining. I don't think you can hear that. I can't hear it unless it really starts dumping, but that's all key with the headphones. And it's just all key for setting up your space. So get yourself a good podcast space that's only going to benefit you. You're going to get more creative, more efficient, and that's what you want. That's what you want for your podcast. And hey, if you work from home and that's like your setup too from working from home, that's awesome. Get a little vibey, good desk, feeling good, crushing it. Okay, guys, so that is it. Got to get back to setting up. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Keep listening, keep engaging, keep creating. I'm out.